Okay, so that building there is our outdoor chapel with outdoor seating. It has many pews in it. And there's going to be one of our field bells. And then as you go down the line, we're going to have cabins 1, 2, 3, and 4. And each of those cabins sleeps about 10 people. Our preference for use of cabins is we use number 1 last because it doesn't have great airflow. 4 is always our third choice, and then we use 2 and 3 a lot, all the time. And the last building at the end of the row there is our main washrooms, our guys and our girls washrooms. Those are the ones we use most often with all campers. Behind the main washroom building, just as I zoom in here again, is our archery space, and that brings us to a very large building. This is our cabin 5-6. 5-6 sleeps 40 people total. It's the one that has the divider wall, and so it's divided into 2 cabins that sleep 20. They are connected with a door, but we just rarely use it. And so that's cabin 5 and 6. Behind cabin 5 and 6 is our 2 mud pit spaces. I'll have pictures of that as well, but that's location-wise where that is. And then I just happen to be standing kind of in the middle of the field, the large field, and then one of our docks that we have yet to put in back in. That's our boathouse on the lake front, and you'll notice that our docks aren't in because the ice is still on the lake. We weren't able to do that today, so next weekend hopefully they get a crew of fabulous volunteers and we'll get those in. And then that brings us to what is known as the Villa Maria. And the Villa Maria is close to our well, you'll notice. But behind the Villa Maria is our, I can't see it from this angle, is our group fire pit area. And we definitely will have pictures of that for you. And then as I scroll around here, what we refer to as the swamp is the building hiding behind the trees behind the picnic tables. And then there's also our indoor chapel, St. Dom's, there's another building tucked behind there as well. And then this big long Quonset building we refer to as Music and Movement, and that is a large open space on the inside. There's our other field bell, and then the building between our outdoor chapel and our Music and Movement Quonset, actually hiding behind those trees, is our main hall. And so that will kind of give you a reference point for at least locations of things, and then if we match that with the pictures that we send, hopefully that gives you a little bit of a reference point for where you're coming. We're excited to have you, so we'll hopefully we can get a few more things prepared and you'll have a great time. Take care. Okay, so this is our behind the main bathrooms, and it's going to give you an idea of our archery and pelletry range. We have a slight weather structure there, a couple benches, and then often what we do is we get fresh bales every season, and then the bales become the backs of the targets, and there is a wire between those 2 posts where they can hang targets as well, and so that gives you a reference point there. And then if I sneak around here without making you dizzy, this is the back side of cabin 5-6, and this area here is our, what we refer to as our mud pit area. There's a tap on, if I stop walking long enough, there's a tap on that post with the red top on it, and then you can hook up garden hoses, and we just have little like swing challenges, the ropes hanging, tied up for now, knotted ropes, and then swing challenges. Obviously we clean the pits out before we use them. And then there's going to be a little crawl challenge on this one. Now the other aspect, besides the fabulous beavers this year, they were going to town on some of our trees, we will have that cleaned up before you get here. But this area down here, we sometimes are able to put up like a spider web course. So if you have the ability and supplies to do that, the trees are great distances around for that. And then we also can put like slack lines. The trees are great distances to put slack lines up as well, if you're able to do that as well. So that just gives you an idea of behind cabin 5-6, and a little view of the main washrooms as we come back around to the mud pits. And so that gives you an idea of a little more of our rec spaces. Okay, so we'll maybe give you one last peek. This is the building that you'll see when you first arrive. Parking lot and walk through the tree line. This is our main hall, hallway entrance. And then as we sneak around here, there will also be a double door access to that main hall on the other side, just past the gas line there as well. And then that green building in the middle is going to be our outdoor chapel. Referenced before from our field views. And then this is that M&M large Quonset building that has the large spaces inside. That's the end of M&M. It has the art space, little tiny art space room in it. And then this is, on the left side of this building will be Pine Acres, little tiny room. And then there's going to be cabin 8, which we refer to as our priest cabin or priest room, and then room 9 is a room that our cook stays in, and so there's a space in there for an individual as well. And so as we go around the building, that door that has the duct tape on it, that's Pine Acres. And then as we go around the front of this building, just to give you a reference to labeled pictures later, is that this is what we refer to as the swamp. This is our girls' cabin, or our girls' counselor's cabin. And so that's what's referred to as the swamp. And then that building that I referenced before, tucked behind, that's our indoor St. Dom's Chapel in that blue, red and white building there. And then as I do a final scan around the woodshed, and then you can see barely through the trees there, our large group campfire area. And then that brings us around to the Villa Maria, just to give you reference. And then lastly, I'll give you a view of our parking lot. This is the main hall that you'll find as you drive in or walk in. And then this is our beautiful, flat, elevated parking area. And it's just a general parking area. And then that brings us to kind of the drive-in that you'll be coming through. So hopefully that gives you an idea of where you're going to be, and hopefully you can plan for a few things in our space, and we're really excited to have you. So take care.